welcome to Samantha Condon's video of how to make an oak bed. These are the materials I needed for my bed. I purchased them at Menards. It was around $568. This is me gluing two boards together. I had to glue four boards all together because they were not the right size when I bought them. So I glued them together to make them the correct size. This is a finished glued project here. Got a lot of excess glue. Gotta chisel that all off here. All clamped together after I got those boards glued together there. Took a lot of clamps to make sure wood stayed together and secure. This is one chiseled. I'm planing the boards down to size here because they were too big. I needed them 1 1/8 thick. This is me cutting the posts down. They need by 2.5 by 2.5. And I used a table saw to cut these down here, as you can see. And I routed the post. I routed all 4 edges. Make it look nice and square. And I used a chamfer bit, cut it 45-degree angles, as you can see right here. I was able to make them look extremely nice. This is me cutting the other post board. I had 4 of them. As you can see, I'm still cutting. This is actually one of the headboard posts. The last one I cut was a footboard. This is me mortising my posts. I had to be able to fit the pieces together. I had to mortise on them. This was one of the joints I used. This machine really sucked. It was extremely hard to use. I did not like it at all. It took a lot of time. Had to make sure everything was perfect on it. Set it up correctly. As you can tell, I struggled with this at points while using it. First, before I used this machine, I used a 1/2-inch drill bit and drilled the part where I needed out, so when I'd go to mortise it'd be easier, and which it was compared to doing it the first time on scrap piece of wood. This process took a long time here because of how much work this took. But once I got the hang of it, it was a lot easier than it really was. And there's that out, and I have to chisel them out. Those are all chiseled out now. Took me quite a bit of time to do those. Look nice now that they're done, but there you can see a mistake that I did when I was routering. There's some dado cuts, and this is me cutting out the support board for the middle of the bed. I'm able to cut it out with the bandsaw here. It's kind of tricky cutting a square out, but I got the hang of it. It was pretty easy after I did the first one, and it held up pretty nice. This is me routering the top of my headboard, which there I had made a mistake the first time I did that. I cut it too short. I cut it like 5 inches too short, and so when I go to put it on, it was way too short, and I didn't realize it until I put it on. I had it all routed and everything, but I was able to fix it real easily. Just get a new piece of wood and cut it down to size and rerun it, so it wasn't too big of a deal. Again, I cut this at 45-degree angle, like with the chamfer bit. This is me making dado cuts and rabbit cuts with the help of Mr. Nelson. As you can see, I kind of struggled there for a little bit, trying to keep it straight there. more cuts that I made. This is my bed put together here, before it's stained and everything, just glued and everything together. It's starting to look like a bed now compared to that first day I started with just the materials. Um, I routed uh, where the brackets were going to go out, as you can see in there on the bed stand, or the headboard there on the outside. I just routed the place where I needed it to go in, so I didn't have to mortise that because that was a lot of work. This is one of my sideboards, all planed down and everything. My footboard laying down, almost getting ready to stain. All my material yet getting put together. Almost have it done. It's coming closer to be getting done. This is the main support board. This is right before I stained it. Looking a lot better. All sanded down and everything. As you can see, I started staining the top there. This is it stained. I stained it with light walnut, and then I polyed it with Minwax Wipe On Poly Clear Satin. It took about probably 45 minutes to an hour to stain all of it. It had to make sure I wiped it different direction than the grain, and then wipe it within the grain so that it would apply better. It's starting to look like a bed more and more every day now. That the sideboard now stained. About ready to put the support boards on the side of them. Here are the support boards and the main beam board running down the center of the bed. These boards were just two of the boards that I'll use for my boards underneath. I cut them at 60 and 5/8 and then cut it down to 60 and a half so that each end was square. As you can tell, there's where I took off, remeasured it to 60 and a half, 65 and a half, or 60 and a half. This is my bed put together here now. These are the boards. It's looking great now that I have something accomplished. This is a hard project, but I got through it. Took a lot of time. There's just different angles of the bed and everything. This is my bed at competition. I took it to Southeast Polk competition and got second. This is the end of my video of how to make a queen size oak bed. I'd like to thank Mr. Nelson for all his help, along with my early bird class for the help. Thank you for watching my video, and thanks for taking the time to learn how to make a solid oak bed. The end.